Shalom, this is Yahuah is Magnified, and I'm back with another informative video. Today's video is titled, Are You the Straw Man / Party to the Case? But before I tackle this subject, as always, I must state for the record, I'm not a lawyer, I do not practice law, and I do not pretend to. All my videos are for informational and educational purposes only. They're all facts and all truth, nothing more, nothing less. So with that being said, guys, I would like for you all to hit that like button, and also if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell so you all can be notified as I'm dropping these powerful videos. So without further ado, let's get to it. So now, as you all can see on the screen, this is in fact a screenshot from the movie titled The Wizard of Oz. And I know as a child, majority of us grew up watching these movies and not having a true understanding of what these movies actually meant, okay? But I had did a full video about The Wizard of Oz and how it applies to your situation, as in the creation of the 14th Amendment citizen, okay? And also how America transitioned from the gold standard to the greenback, which later became the Federal Reserve notes, okay? But let's read what it states on the screen. It states, when all else fails, play the straw man card, which is true in my situation as well, guys. I tried a lot of things, and a lot of it didn't work for me, okay? But that all comes with the fight. You live and you learn. But the more you learn, the better you retain information, and you start to see, what it truly is, and not what we perceive it to be, okay, or not what we want it to be, or not what we told it to be, okay, because what we are told is something totally different to what's going on, okay. So now, like when entering into these courts, right, that's why I titled the video, Are You the Straw Man and or party to the case? Why? Because the straw man and party are both one and the same. They both mean the same. So when you enter into these courts and you're participating into these hearings, then you are participating as a party. If you are participating as a party, as in a respondent or a plaintiff or the defendant or the claimant, whatever you participate in these court cases as, then you are participating as a straw man. To further prove that, let's go to the definition for straw man. All right, so now let's pick this up at the top where it states straw man or what, guys? It states or party. I wonder why it says that. Because could it be that both are used interchangeable? Yes, they are both used interchangeable, okay? So whenever you see the term party on your documents, simply replace that with straw man, okay? Because it's one and the same. When you see the term straw man, simply replace that with party. Why? Because they're one and the same, okay? A party is a 14th Amendment citizen, which is creation of the state, which is a what? Which is a straw man. That's it. That's all, guys, okay? So for someone to try to tell you all that the straw man is not the method to go, or that is all nonsense, then I advise you all to stay far away from individuals that's speaking nonsense such as that, okay? Because as you all know, and for those who've been following me for a long time, I've been receiving so much remedy all from myself and helping others in their fight by simply challenging the straw man. And it's just that simple, guys. And to further prove this, let's continue to read. It states what? A front. A third party who is put up in name only. So remember, guys, I did a video titled They Can Sue in Name and Be Sued in Name. Same thing with an individual, aka a person. That person can only sue in name and be sued in name, okay? So when they're bringing these child support cases against you, okay, they can care less about your social security number at that time, okay? Because they cannot enforce the support order until they get a court order against you, or you voluntarily waive your rights and contract with the state, okay? If they don't have those two things, then your social security number wouldn't matter to them anyways, okay? They need some form of agreement or some form of order placed on the record in order for them to start the strict enforcement activities used with the social security number, okay? So the main reason why they use the social security number, again, as I explained in multiple of my videos, is for strict enforcement activities, such as what? The suspension of driver license and wage garnishments and stuff like that. That's what the social security number is used for. But besides that, they already have an order in against the name, which allows the court to then, or allows the agency to then enter a wage withholding garnishment against the alleged obligor who's going in there as a party to the case, standing in as a straw man, getting railroaded in these courts, okay? So now, again, let's continue reading. It states what? A front. a third party who is put up in name only to take part in what, guys? To take part in the transaction. So now, as you all can see, banks does transactions, but not only does his bank do transactions, courts as well does transactions, okay? And the transaction numbers are what? The count numbers. So when the judge is sitting on the bench represents the bank. The judge is sitting on the bench as the banker, going through different account numbers known as case numbers to do what? To balance the books, guys. That's it. That's all, okay? They simply balancing the books, all right? And exercising the contracts that men have entered into voluntarily without having a proper understanding of the things that they signed prior to entering into these courts. And it's just that simple, guys, okay? But again, as I stated before, straw man and party are both interchangeable. So whenever you see the term party, just simply replace it with straw man. Or whenever you see the term straw man, just replace it with party. And it's just that simple, guys. But it states, no minimum party to a transaction or no minimum straw man to a transaction, okay? But let's continue. Then it states, one who acts as agent for another for the purpose of taking title to real property and executing whatever documents and instruments the principal may direct respecting the property. So again, guys, as we all know, that everything is signed in this thing called the legal name, okay? The legal name is in fact the straw man, okay? It is the party that's a part of the case, okay? That's the name that they're suing. And because they're suing that name, and if you attach yourself to that name, then you're basically saying that they are suing you. So if you go to court and say that that's your person, and you're claiming that you are that person, then you will be held liable for that person. I don't care what anyone says, guys. If you claim it to have a person and you claim that you are that person, then you are liable, or you will be held liable for the damages or any causes or injuries that they claim that's done with that person, aka the legal entity, aka the straw man, which is the legal name, okay? And it's just that simple, guys. But to further prove that, now let's go to the definition for the term party. Again, they're both interchangeable. So now let's go to the definition for the term. Okay, so now let's pick this up at the very top where it states party, right? And it states, a person concerned or having or taking part in any affair, matter, look at that term again, guys, transaction or proceeding, considered individually, okay? But let's continue reading because we know that party is also interchangeable with what? Straw man. So whenever you see the term party, just simply change it with straw man. So again, it states a party, but we're going to change it to a straw man to an action is a person whose name is designated on record as plaintiff or defendant. Okay, so whenever you see the term plaintiff or defendant, they're referring to what? The straw man. And it's just that simple. Why? Because straw man and party are one and the same. They're both interchangeable. But they decided to use the term party because party sounds a little bit more better than the term straw man, because if they use the term straw man, it's going to basically expose everything that they're doing to us men and women who wants to live free and let alone. It's just that simple, guys, okay? But let's continue. It states the term in general means one having right to control proceedings, to make defenses, to adduce and cross-examine witnesses, and to appeal from judgment. So again, guys, so now that we see that a party is also plaintiff or defendant, let's go to the term defendant, since majority of you guys are going to the court as defendants. Okay, so let's go to that term defendant. Okay, so now as we can see, let's pick this up at the top, highlighted area that states defendant. And it reads, the person defending or denying. Okay, cool. So we see that the defendant is in fact the person. Just like we saying that a party was in fact the person, right? But we know that straw man and party are interchangeable. So the straw man is a person and also the party is a person, okay? Meaning what? It's only a name. But let's continue. Let's finish reading. It states the party, again, party and straw man is interchangeable. So to say the straw man against whom relief or recovery is sought in an action or suit, okay? That's all it is, guys. So when they're bringing the party into the case, such as a plaintiff or defendant, which is considered to be a person, which is in fact the legal entity known as the straw man, that straw man is the person whose relief or recovery is being sought after in the suit. And it's just that simple, guys. Okay? To further prove that, let's draw it up a little bit more. Right? So let's go to top line highlighted with states in common usage, right? And it reads, in common usage, this term is applied to the party put upon his defense. But again, party is interchangeable with straw man. So let's read that again. This term is applied to the straw man put upon his defense or summoned to answer a charge or complaint in any species of action, civil or criminal, at law or in equity. So again, guys, it's just that simple, okay? It gets no simpler than that. everything is relating and going right back to this thing called the straw man. How else do you think we all, continue to receive this remedy? But let's continue. And it reads what? Defendant in error, right? And it reads, the distinctive term appropriate to the party against whom a writ of error is sued out. So again, let's replace that term, party, with straw man, and it reads, defendant in error, the distinctive term appropriated to the straw man against whom a writ of error is issued out. Okay, so when they issue these writs out to the straw man, such as a writ of body attachment, that's why it's called a body attachment, because if the name or the person is the man or woman, there will be no need for a body attachment. It will be automatically seizing that alleged person that they claim they have jurisdiction over. No, they have to get this thing called a body attachment, meaning they want to attach the body to the name. And it's just that simple, guys. Okay, but to further prove this, let's continue to the term respondent. All right, let's pick this up at the top. Highlight the area that states respondent. Then it states in equity practices, again, the party or the straw man who makes an answer to a bill or other proceeding in chancery. You see that, guys? So let's continue on. It states, in appellate practices, the party or the straw man who contends against an appeal. Why? Because party and straw man are both interchangeable. That's it, guys. But to further prove that, let's also see if the petitioner is considered to be a party, aka a straw man. Let's go there. Okay, so now let's pick this up at the very top where it states plaintiff. And it states what? The plaintiff is what? A person who brings an action. So if the plaintiff is a person who brings the action, that means the person that's bringing the action is a party to the case. That's why it's called itself a plaintiff. And by the plaintiff being a party to the case, that means that that person is in fact coming in as what? The straw man, because the person is in fact the straw man, because the person is simply the name. And it's just that simple, guys. To further prove that, let's continue reading. The party, again, let's interchangeable with straw man, so let's switch that out. The straw man who complains or sues in a personal action and is so named on the record. Remember, like I told you guys earlier in the video, I did a video titled, They Can Sue in Name and Be Sued in Name. That's it. That's all, guys. But let's continue down. And it also has case law to support that. But it reads, plaintiff in error, like we read defendant in error. Let's read it. It states what? The party or the straw man who sues out a writ of error to review a judgment or other proceeding at law. Okay? But let's continue on. It states what? Use plaintiff. And it reads, one for whose use, benefit, an action is brought in the name of another. Again, in the name of another. Okay? Not in the social security of another. No, it's in the name of another. Okay? It can have, it really doesn't have anything to do with the social security number until after, again, you guys have a court order established against you or voluntarily agreed to contract with the agency. That's it. That's all. But let's continue. Thus, when the assignee of a choice in action is not allowed to sue in his own name, the action will be entitled AB, the assigner, for the use of CD, the assignee, against EF. In this case, CD is called the used plaintiff, which is true, guys. Okay? So, AB would either be your child's mom actually signed her rights over to the agency, right? CD would be the agency that she signed her rights over to, and EF would be you because they are suing you. And it's just that simple, guys. But look, that's all I'm going to do for today. If you all need my help, hit me up in my email at yahuah@gmail.com. Let's get this right wisdom, this right knowledge, and this right understanding. Also, shout out to the individuals who have purchased my merch, guys. I really appreciate that, guys. I appreciate all the love that's being shown and all my new subscribers that's coming through, man. Thank you, and I say shalom.